Welcome. Today we are going to discuss a few important verses from chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita and explore how they can reshape our understanding of karma and knowledge in our daily lives. Let's begin with the first two verses, which talk about eternal knowledge and its loss. Shri Bhagavanuvach, imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam. Vivasvan manve prahamanurikshvakve braveet. Evam parampara praptamimam rajarshayo vidu. Sa kalineh mehta yogo nashteh parantap. Translation: The Blessed Lord said, I imparted this imperishable yoga to the Sun God, who passed it down to Manu, and Manu to King Ikshvaku. Over the ages, this knowledge was passed on through generations of royal sages, but with time, it was lost. Now think about it again. This isn't some grand cosmic transmission of divine wisdom. Krishna is pointing out a fundamental truth: knowledge decays over time. Look around you today. Our lives are filled with traditions, rituals, and knowledge passed down over generations, but have we truly grasped its essence? Like in today's world, we chase after external things, traditions, rituals, but lose the core truth. Krishna says, it's time to revive this wisdom. So, ask yourself, what knowledge have you lost along the way? What are you doing blindly? This is why we continuously share the Gita with you through different videos, to pass on timeless wisdom that helps you live with clarity and purpose. Now let's move to verses 7 and 8, which talk about Krishna's divine birth. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavti bharat. Abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Paritranay sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam. Dharma sanstapnarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Translation: Whenever there is a decline in righteousness, dharma, and an increase in unrighteousness, adhama, I manifest myself, age after age, to protect the good, destroy the wicked, and restore dharma. This is not a superhero story where divine avatars descend to save the world. What Krishna is saying here reflects a universal balance. When things go out of balance, whether in the world or within your mind, a force steps in to correct it. Every one of us has that inner power that can pull us out of chaos and bring balance back to our lives. Krishna's divine birth happens within all of us. It occurs when you reach that tipping point, and suddenly the real you emerges and restores balance. Now let's move to verse 18, which speaks about action with detachment. Karmanya karm yeh pashet karmani cha karam yeh. Sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yuktah kritsna karmakrit. Translation: He who sees inaction in action, and action in inaction, is wise among men. He is a yogi and has accomplished all actions. Most of us think that being productive means being busy all the time. But Krishna is saying that it goes deeper than that. True wisdom lies in knowing when to act and when to remain still. You can be sitting quietly but doing deep inner work, transforming yourself. Or you can be running around, doing 100 things, but achieving nothing of real importance. It's not about what you are doing on the outside, but what's happening on the inside. Are you just busy, or are you truly progressing in life? Think about it. Now let's move on to verse 33, which contrasts knowledge versus blind action. Shreyan dravyam yagyaj jnanyagyah parantap. Sarvam karmakhilam part jnane parismapyate. Translation: The sacrifice of knowledge is superior to any material sacrifice. All actions culminate in knowledge, O Partha. Let's be honest, often, we live life on autopilot. We perform actions without fully understanding why we are doing them. Krishna says that mechanical actions without understanding are wasted effort. It's like driving with no destination in mind. You are moving, but where are you going? Knowledge is life's GPS. Without it, your actions are pointless. So, what actions are you doing out of habit, without truly knowing their purpose? Verse 37 teaches us how to burn karma with knowledge. Yathe dhansi samit dhobnir bhasmasat kurute Arjun. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. Translation: As fire reduces wood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge reduce all karma to ashes. Think about your past, your mistakes, regrets, and the mental burden you carry. They sit in your mind like a pile of dry leaves. And Krishna is saying, knowledge is the fire that clears away all that clutter. But this isn't just about memorizing facts or chanting prayers. True knowledge is when you understand your own patterns, your own mind, and finally let go of what's holding you back. So, ask yourself, what old habits or thoughts do you need to burn away with the fire of wisdom? Finally, verse 39 teaches us about faith, focus, and patience. Shraddhavan labdhe jnanam tatparah sanyatendriyah. Jnanam labdhva para shantim chirenadhigacchati. Translation: the one who is full of faith, always focused, and has mastery over his senses, attains knowledge, and with knowledge, he quickly reaches supreme peace. This is not about blind faith. It's about trusting the process. Think of learning a new skill. It takes time, patience, and constant practice. The same goes for understanding life. Krishna reminds us that knowledge doesn't come all at once. It's something you earn through consistent effort. Do you have the patience to keep learning even when you don't see immediate results? That's the real test. So, what's the big takeaway from chapter 4? It's not just about actions and rituals, it's about knowledge. Acting without knowledge is like running on a treadmill. You are busy, but you're not really going anywhere. Krishna isn't giving us religious commandments, he's giving us a framework for living with purpose and clarity. The true yajna is burning away your ego, your ignorance, and learning to act with understanding and meaning.